Hey guys, it's the Miata DIY guy again, and today we are going to be replacing the old radiator hoses with silicone ones from Mishimoto.
Depending on the age of your vehicle, you may not need to replace all the hoses. However, the lower hose was in pretty bad shape, and I wanted them all to match.
So the first thing you'll want to do is jack up your car and let the engine cool for a bit because the coolant will be very hot. You have to drain the radiator, which is the bottom large plug. Again, be careful, the coolant could be hot. Have a large pan ready to receive all of the fluid. So what we're going to do first, we've drained the radiator. And to get better flow, you want to remove the radiator cap as we showed you before. So we're just going to remove the old pipes.
Now we are going to install the upper radiator hose. It's this piece. And we're going to utilize our old clamps because we upgraded to the ratchet type versus the pinch clips.
Okay, that's the upper radiator hose attached. Now we're going to be removing the lower rad hose. Unfortunately we didn't get upgraded clips, but you have to deal with these pinch clips, which are probably the OEM from the factory. So I'd recommend upgrading to the ratchet ones like we used on the above hose. But if you can see, the clips are right there and right here. There we go. A little fluid might come out, don't worry about it. Okay, so here we have the pipe that was on the car. As you can see, it's very worn out. We're replacing it with the new one, which should definitely offer cooling benefits.
A tip for installing these hoses is take a little bit of dish soap and rub it on the connection areas before putting the tubes on.
So after struggling for about a half an hour with these hinge clips, we opted to go for these Master Pro hose clamps. It's the screw kind. They're far better and easier to use. Just using a long flat head above the sway bar we installed in one of the previous videos. Okay, that's one in. What I'm doing is I'm backing out the clamps as far as possible to give myself more room to fit them over the new silicone hoses. There we go. Okay, so with the lower hose all the way on, attach the radiator. Now I'm just going to tighten up this clamp.
To access the third hose, it's below the airflow meter. You'll need to remove the 3 bolts holding the airflow meter to the engine bay, as well as the screw clamp holding the intake tube. So I have never struggled so hard to remove a piece of rubber from a vehicle. We tried every plier and vice grip we had, and then finally the needle nose vice grips did the trick. And then we ended up just sawing it off because it wasn't coming off. Seeing as how we're replacing this part, we are not going to try and save it. We ended up just ripping it out because it was being far too difficult to remove without damaging it. So like with the lower radiator hose, we're just going to apply a little bit of dish soap here. Once you put a little bit of dish soap on the connection points, you can install the third and final hose. All you have to do now is tighten up your hose clamps and reinstall the airbox. So that's how you install the Mishimoto Radiator Hoses from Moss Miata. If you need any of the parts in this video, head over to mossmiata.com. All these parts are available there, as well as any parts you may need from a 1990 to the current generation.